Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to discuss a poem titled Wall written by a Marathi writer D.S. Dadalkar. We see many walls in our society. We see buildings having walls, villages having walls, even countries also have walls. Walls are there not only to protect the people, but the walls are there, they are existing to separate the people. There are walls to separate the people based on caste, creed, gender, and other factors. And in this poem, the poet D.S. Dadalkar not only talks about the physical walls which separates the people, but also psychological walls, the social walls, the walls that the people have built in their minds. What are these social walls? What are these psychological walls? For example, there used to be a system in our society. Let's assume that there was a temple in a village and everybody was allowed to enter the temple except Dalit people. They were not allowed to enter the temple because there was a wall, a psychological wall, a social wall which was stopping the Dalit people from entering into the temples. That kind of wall is addressed in this poem. Let's take another situation. Let's assume that there was a woman in 1950s or 60s. If she wanted to go to college or if she wanted to join sports, was she allowed to do all these things? The answer is no. She was not allowed to do all these things because there was a wall around her. She is a woman. You are a woman. You should be within the four walls. There was a wall around her that was restricting that woman's empowerment, gender discrimination, gender inequality. So that kind of wall is addressed in this poem. Let's take another situation. Let's assume that in ancient times, if a woman had lost her husband and if she wanted to marry the other man, she was not allowed. There was a wall which was stopping her to marry the other man. That was tradition. So that kind of social walls, social in fact evils are addressed in this poem. These kinds of walls are the main obstacles for the progress in our society. They are there. These walls are stopping the growth. These walls are obstacle for the women empowerment. These walls were disturbing the peace and harmony in the society. And in this poem, the poet D.S. Dadalkar expresses his strong desire to demolish such walls. He says that in the poem, he takes a contract. He first takes a contract to demolish the walls of the old buildings. Initially, he demolishes the physical walls. Later, he also demolishes the walls that are there in the society, that are there in the minds of the people, that the walls that are disturbing the progress, growth. He comments that the walls are very tough. These walls are not so easy to be destroyed because these walls were built many generations ago by the grandpas. What kind of walls is he referring to? Is referring to the social walls like caste system, gender inequality, etc. So initially he wishes to demolish the walls of the physical buildings. He wishes to demolish the physical walls, the concrete walls. But later, no, he does it symbolically to show his great intensity or desire to destroy the walls that are obstacle for the progress. And later he also wishes to destroy the social walls, the psychological walls. As he continues, he says that many people on many occasions try to break these walls. They raised their voice, they raised their hands to break those social and psychological walls. But what had happened to them? They were targeted by the society, they were punished, their hands became wounded. It was not so easy for the people who tried to demolish such walls. It was not easy for them because these walls were so deeply rooted to the society. And he says that it takes time to demolish such kind of walls. So with a special purpose, the poet himself decides to demolish such walls. He takes this initiative to demolish such walls and become the inspiration for the other people. He says that it is inevitable to destroy such walls, to see positivity, to see growth, to see women empowerment, to see peace and harmony. So he says one should come forward and take courage to demolish such walls. Otherwise, we will continue to be slaves. So only those who take courage and destroy these walls will survive, will have rights to live here. Otherwise, they cannot survive. They will be like slaves. So as a role model, the poet himself takes this initiation and decides to break such walls. That's all about the poem Wall. Thank you.